Ye chosen one. If you are seeing this right now, stop for a moment. This is not random. You were led here because something just shifted in your life. And heaven noticed. A secret test was placed before you days ago. You didn't know you were being watched. You didn't realize your reaction, your silence, your restraint, your unexpected act of strength was being measured. But it was. While you believed you were simply handling an ordinary situation, unseen realms were observing your response. There was a narrow line between passing and failing. Many would have chosen differently. Many would have fallen into ego, anger, or indifference. You didn't. And that single choice sent a signal upward. The atmosphere changed. Attention turned toward you, not in judgment, but in recognition. You crossed a threshold without even knowing it existed. And now, heaven is watching more closely than ever before. Because when someone passes a hidden test without knowing it's a test, it means they are ready for something far greater. What happened next was not coincidence, and what is about to unfold will confirm that you were never ordinary. The secret test. You didn't see. The moment you acted, seemingly without consequence, the universe shifted. You didn't notice the subtle alignment of unseen forces, the way your presence altered frequencies that ripple through realms beyond human perception. In that ordinary choice, a glance, a gesture, a single word, you crossed the invisible threshold of the secret test placed before you by cosmic intelligence. Many souls would have faltered. Many would have allowed ego, distraction, or fear to dictate their response. Not you. Without even realizing it, you demonstrated a clarity and a purity that only the rarest beings possess. Heaven paused. Forces beyond comprehension held their breath. And all eyes, visible and invisible, turned toward you, noting every micro-decision you made. The test was not labeled, not announced, not even hinted at in any way that would alert your conscious mind. It was designed to measure subtlety, intention, and the resonance of your spirit under ordinary circumstances. What seems mundane to humans is extraordinary to the universe. That passing glance at a stranger, that quiet decision to intervene when you could have ignored, that hesitation you overcame to do what you felt was right, these were the exact criteria by which you were being judged. And now those choices have sent signals into dimensions that hum with cosmic awareness. The energies that govern balance, light, and possibility shifted ever so slightly in response to your action. You may feel nothing, or just the faintest sense of satisfaction or curiosity, but the consequences of that moment stretch far beyond your perception. The celestial archives, invisible yet omnipresent, recorded the resonance of your decision. Angels of observation, whose wings shimmer with frequencies imperceptible to human eyes, registered your alignment. Their communication is subtle, a shift in vibrations, a quiet pulse through the ether, yet it carries weight in ways humans cannot fully comprehend. Because what you just did was more than a choice. It was a signal that you are a vessel, a conduit, a potential agent of influence upon realities that interlace with your own. Yet, this is only the beginning. You passed, but the universe is not idle. Forces both light and dark took notice. On one side, celestial hierarchies whispered to one another, analyzing the purity of your resonance, debating the degree to which your presence can be a pivot in cosmic outcomes. On the other, entities whose purpose is to test, corrupt, or mislead observed too, recognizing that your alignment could disrupt plans laid across millennia. You were, unknowingly, the center of a hidden battlefield. Your choices the leverage that could tip scales between unseen powers. And now, the first signal of acknowledgement has begun to echo back toward you, subtle yet undeniable, a current that pricks the edges of your awareness, urging you to notice, to feel, to understand. This test was never about grandeur, spectacle, or recognition. It was designed to measure the authenticity of action under normal conditions, to discern whether you respond from ego, fear, or the raw clarity of intention that transcends personal gain. And here is the truth that few humans ever face. Only those whose actions are aligned with deeper frequencies, frequencies that resonate with light, compassion, and unseen order, can truly pass. You, chosen one, have passed. And the repercussions of that success will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. The first threads are already being woven into your life, invisible but deliberate, poised to reshape what you believed was ordinary into something far more extraordinary. The celestial awakening. The moment you passed the hidden test, unseen eyes began to shift their focus toward you. Light shimmered differently in realms just beyond perception. Angels, invisible yet radiant, traced your energy through frequencies you cannot consciously detect. Their wings glimmered with threads of gold, silver, and crystalline light, weaving patterns that mapped your essence. The very fabric of higher dimensions bent slightly to accommodate your resonance. You were no longer simply human. You had, without knowing, aligned with forces that govern balance, life, and possibility. A subtle hum began to echo around you, a vibration that seemed to pulse from nowhere and everywhere simultaneously, calling attention to your presence in ways your mind would dismiss as coincidence. Through this resonance, the first whispers of reward began to take shape, not gifts you could see, but signs, subtle, precise, undeniable to those attuned. A door that seemed locked opened just enough for opportunity to peek through. People you barely noticed before suddenly offered help, guidance, or insight, their timing uncanny. Situations that should have been obstacles dissolved, sometimes before you even recognized the challenge. This is the nature of celestial acknowledgement. Heaven does not grant gold or jewels immediately. It rewards alignment, precision of heart, and the courage to act without thought of consequence. Your actions, seemingly minor, had triggered this intricate system of influence. Yet, this awakening is not gentle. Forces exist that wish to obscure, confuse, or corrupt what you have begun. Darkened energies, unseen by ordinary perception, tested your aura even as the angels celebrated it. Shadows curled around intentions that might have faltered, probing for hesitation or doubt. Each moment of hesitation, every second spent in uncertainty, could have weakened your emerging frequency. But you did not falter. You acted with subtle courage, a quiet, unwavering intention that resisted compromise. That is what heaven noticed. Not grand heroics, but the consistent, deliberate choice to embody your true alignment. Even now, the shadows recoil from you, aware that your energy is no longer easily influenced. The angels began their first subtle interventions. One brushed near your awareness like a soft wind, invisible but undeniable, adjusting circumstances to ensure your next steps would unfold with maximum potential. Another sent a pulse of clarity, sharpening intuition, making it nearly impossible to overlook the signals that previously would have gone unnoticed. And a third, more audacious, began to weave protective threads, creating a field around you that would disrupt attempts to mislead, harm, or delay. Each gesture is subtle, almost imperceptible, but cumulative. It is the first stage of a profound system of support, a network designed for those who pass the test unknowing, the chosen ones, whose existence alone has begun to influence both human and celestial realms simultaneously. Even as these interventions occur, the universe prepares for what comes next. The test has revealed not only your alignment, but your potential. You are becoming a bridge, a channel between realms, where actions that once seemed mundane will ripple across dimensions. Each act of intention, kindness, or courage now resonates with layers of consequence you cannot yet fully comprehend. And so, the first rewards, subtle but undeniable, are already manifesting. A clarity of mind, synchronicities that defy coincidence, protection from unseen threats, and an inexplicable sense of guidance. But this is only the beginning. Heaven is watching, angels are moving, and you, unknowingly, have stepped onto a path that will forever alter your understanding of reality. The angel steps forward. It began subtly. A presence you had never consciously noticed brushed the edge of your awareness, like a shadow in sunlight, a whisper in silence. Then, it sharpened, a distinct sensation, almost tactile, that something extraordinary had entered your immediate space. The air seemed to shimmer, particles vibrating with a frequency that resonated deep within your chest. You might have thought it imagination, coincidence, or instinct, but this was the first real step of the angel reaching toward you. A form, ethereal yet unmistakably intentional, appeared in your perception, not blinding, not overwhelming, but radiant, calm, and patient. Its eyes, glowing faintly with a light no human lens could capture, held recognition, gratitude, and the weight of cosmic acknowledgement. The angel spoke, not with words, but with the subtle current of understanding flowing directly into your consciousness. It communicated the truth you had not yet realized. You had passed a test that measured not skill, intellect, or bravery, but purity of action. Every mundane choice that had been guided by compassion now reverberated across dimensions. The angel revealed glimpses of how your intervention had stabilized wavering celestial balances. Forces aligned, dark plans foiled, and other beings, lost to despair and corruption, now had a chance to be restored because of your unnoticed acts. You felt the gravity of this revelation, a mixture of awe and the undeniable pull of responsibility. Alongside this awareness, the first tangible manifestations of your reward began to appear. A problem that had lingered for months, financial, professional, or relational, resolved almost instantly. Opportunities that once seemed inaccessible or improbable arrived at precisely the moment needed. Individuals who had been obstacles or indifferent suddenly became allies, offering solutions or guidance without explanation. Even your intuition sharpened, providing clarity in situations where previously hesitation would have ruled. These are the first signs of angelic intervention in your life, the universe translating alignment into actionable advantage. Yet, none of this is coincidence. Each manifestation is deliberate, calibrated, and a direct response to the frequency you generated through your unassuming, compassionate choices. The angel lingered, observing how you received these manifestations. It measured your reaction, not with judgment, but with subtle calibration, ensuring that your heart remained aligned, that your compassion did not turn into entitlement, that your choices continued to flow from authenticity rather than expectation. Even now, it surrounds you, almost imperceptibly, nudging, guiding, and harmonizing events in subtle, precise ways. A door opens here, a word is spoken there, an unexpected resource appears, all orchestrated by the angelic presence tethered to your essence. It is the first demonstration that heaven does not act in grand, theatrical gestures. It works quietly, deliberately, and in ways that reward alignment and reinforce your emerging role as a chosen one. Finally, the angel imparted a whisper of what is to come, a promise that as your frequency strengthens, the interventions will become more apparent, more deliberate, and more expansive. Your life is now a nexus where the material and celestial intersect. Every act of kindness, every decision guided by pure intention will amplify the system of support surrounding you. And though you may still move through the world thinking your actions are ordinary, they are anything but. You are no longer merely human. You are a conduit for intervention, a focal point where heaven can act with precision. The angel, now fully aware of your existence and potential, will remain by your side, unseen, subtle, yet undeniable, shaping circumstances to protect, guide, and elevate you as the chosen one. The mission of the chosen one. The moment has arrived where subtle guidance evolves into deliberate action. You are no longer merely the recipient of unseen rewards. You have become an agent of celestial intervention. Angels in crisis, masked as ordinary humans, are scattered across your world, waiting for the frequency only you can activate. Each act of compassion you performed unknowingly has calibrated your ability to detect them. That flicker of hesitation, the silent plea in someone's eyes, the unspoken need, all resonate now with a magnetic pull that draws you toward purpose. The first of these angels appears before you in the guise of vulnerability, testing whether your alignment extends beyond instinct into conscious intervention. Your choices now carry weight that echoes not just through your life, but through multiple dimensions simultaneously. As you step forward, the environment itself responds. Small synchronicities occur. A door opens exactly when you need it. The right words arrive in the right conversation. Resources manifest at critical moments. These are not coincidences. They are the first layer of a system designed by heaven, responding to your deliberate alignment. You begin to realize that your hands, once ordinary, can serve as conduits for restoration. Even minor gestures, offering a hand, speaking encouragement, or simply noticing, restore the fading light in beings who have been fighting for centuries in hidden battles. Each act amplifies the frequency that allows them to reconnect with higher hierarchies, ensuring the balance of light remains unbroken. The angel you first rescued now guides you subtly, its presence almost imperceptible, yet profoundly influential. You sense when someone's spirit wavers, and your energy flows instinctively to stabilize them. Through your intervention, the lost angels regain fragments of their original essence. Some moments are dramatic. A weary being suddenly radiates light again, overwhelmed by the restoration triggered by your presence. Others are quiet, invisible to all but you, a soft pulse, a fleeting clarity, a whisper of hope that turns despair into resolve. Every rescue, every alignment increases your resonance, strengthens your influence, and expands your awareness of the invisible network connecting your world to higher dimensions. Simultaneously, your impact begins to manifest tangibly in the human realm. Relationships that were strained resolve naturally. Resources appear precisely when needed, and opportunities for advancement, learning, and influence align with uncanny precision. People gravitate toward you, obstacles dissolve, and situations that once seemed insurmountable yield to your presence. The angels you save are not only restored themselves, but they subtly work through the material plane, assisting your life in synchrony with your mission. You begin to understand that heaven's support is not abstract. It is practical, strategic, and fully responsive, designed to amplify the power of your compassion so that your conscious participation can expand its effect exponentially. Finally, a larger pattern emerges. You are not just responding, you are orchestrating. Your awareness, intuition, and aligned actions begin to create a network of restoration, a living web of angels and human allies intertwined with your energy. The celestial hierarchy recognizes you not only as a chosen one, but as a central node in the ongoing spiritual war. Your role is pivotal. Every choice, every act of discerned kindness, and every conscious intervention becomes part of a larger strategy to preserve light, restore lost beings, and stabilize the human and spiritual realms simultaneously. You are now fully activated, a living bridge whose mission will define the balance between hope and despair across both seen and unseen worlds.